Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back to Iraq. There's an article in there I want to point out. The article also highlights what I've been trying to say about the fact that the Iraqi dinar was devalued and how companies that are outside of Iraq would want to try to find a way to take advantage of that. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a moment. Before we get started, though, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. Right now is the time to buy the shine. If you're thinking about buying precious metals like gold or silver, go to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. Oh yes, look at that miner, $1,250. To my subscribers over there on Pimpy's News Network, this could be you. Or even better, this could be you. All 15 squares full, which led to a 64,000 jackpot that I got. That's right, if you're a subscriber on Pimpy's News Network and you pay $5 or more per month, this could be you. Once a month, we will select one name out of the network that pays $5 or more on their subscription, and you will automatically be entered into a drawing. If your name is selected, we will reach out to you via email to let you know you have been selected. We will let you know what day we will go live on air from the casino, put in $100 on your behalf, and from there, everybody could watch live to see if you walk away with hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and possibly even tens of thousands of dollars. We will all see live on air what the outcome is. That's going to be the fun part of this whole thing. So come on over and join Pimpy's News Network. $5 a month is all you have to pay to be eligible for the drawing. And again, if you're selected, we will do this live on air. You will see what the winner gets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on over there and join us. I look forward to it. So come on over and join Pimpy's News Network. The link is down below in the description. Join the many other people who have recently joined the network who are now eligible for the drawing. All right, so here we go. This article actually highlights what I've been speaking about before in the past. When a country devalues their currency, companies or corporations from other countries will take notice, and what happens is, if it's beneficial to them, they'll open up their company in that country because the cost of labor and product is much cheaper. So it'll help them increase their profit margins because they can move their company into a country whose labor is much cheaper. Also, most likely, these countries don't have the same environmental regulations that we do here in this country. And so that's another given, plus all the other red tape that we got to go through just to have a company here in the United States, which, again, I still think that that's done on purpose. It's to really discourage companies from starting up here in the United States. It allows those bigger companies who spend millions of dollars contributing to campaigns of politicians who help them make it harder on people starting up their own businesses. So it says right here, a government bank announces an increase in the industrial growth rate due to the rise in the price of the dollar. It said the industrial bank revealed today, which was Sunday, an increase in the rate of the industrial growth in the country due to the high exchange rate of the dollar, while stressing that the opening of new branches in the provinces needs a financial allocation within the budget. The fact that they can't get a budget going is really hampering things over there in Iraq. Says here that the director of the bank said the central bank's initiative is excellent for medium and large projects, and its duration is 15 years, and the average interest rate is 2%, and for large projects, 3%. That's crazy. I want you to think about this. So not only is product and labor cheaper in Iraq, but you could take out a loan, and the interest they charge you is 2 or 3%. So this becomes very enticing for foreign investors. It says, noting that we have started working on the initiative, but Iraq needs thousands of factories, and we are trying to provide loans, hundreds of factories. He pointed out that the industrial bank is self-financing and has capital to lend to customers, but there's an increase in the size of the national industry and the demand significantly, noting that the previous years, the requests for loans came for projects under establishment and new with limits of 100 to 150. And currently the demand reaches thousands. And this is because of the exchange rate, which led to the importer being expensive and the local product being cheaper than the importer, which made businessmen, traders, importers think about setting up factories inside of Iraq. Because their purchasing power is so weak, it becomes really expensive for them to import stuff that they need there. He added that the bank has detection committees before and after granting a loan, and we give documentary credits that we import to the production line, or if they are raw materials and the construction loans, it is done according to the stages of the construction and completion, noting that the delay in payment is usually for the owner of the plant, and some of them are due to regional issues. See, that's really a lot of BS for anybody that wants to invest over there in Iraq. The last thing you want to see happening is you're over there and you're starting your business. You're about halfway through your project, and all of a sudden, for one reason or another, there's a regional issue, and you can't get the money needed to finish your project. Like the edible oil factory that uses to import the raw materials from Ukraine, and today the import has been stopped, and the factory is resorting to other countries where the raw materials are more expensive, and this is beyond our control, and there is also mismanagement, but we in the bank are in control of the issue. So once Al-Kadhimi got into office, if you remember, one of the things he wanted to do was can about 2,000 senior employees. I'm pretty sure you figured they were all corrupt. The other thing was that they upgraded their banking system. So instead of doing everything by paper and pencil, they actually use computers now. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad. They had a 486 computer. Only old timers will know what that means. He added that most of the factories began to rise at the rate of the growth for industry, but the average number of factories is few, and we need thousands of factories. We are now in the process of establishing hundreds only. With time, and if the budget is approved and an amount is allocated to the bank, some branches can be opened in some provinces because it does not have branches in all provinces. And this is one of the suffering, explaining that the industrial bank owns branches in Baghdad, Karbala, Babylon, and Basra only, and the opening of new branches that need allocations and sums of money within the budget. This is hampering growth because the budget has not been passed. But it does make my point, and that is, hey, look at other countries see that the dinar has been devalued. It's cheaper for products, it is cheaper for labor, and companies want to take advantage of that, so they'll open up businesses and factories over there in Iraq. Advisor to the Prime Minister warns of financial austerity and considered the white papers almost inoperative. Well, yeah, the white papers function when there's a budget and the economy is going. They put them back on track. But now they're using last year's budget for this year, and we're already going into June, and we haven't even passed the 2022 budget. So as you can imagine, these types of things affect the growth and the GDP of Iraq. Instead of them getting stronger and stable in the economy and their currency, it's stagnant. They still have growth, don't get me wrong, but it could be so much more stronger. So what in here, Saleh, who's the advisor to Al-Kadhimi, what he's saying is, with the excess of money that's coming in from the oil, a big portion of it is having to go to the ration cards. Instead of using that money to grow and expand into private sectors and create businesses, they're having to use that money just to take care of the needy due to the devaluing of the currency. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Slay said in a press statement this evening, we need to strengthen the ration cards because of the financial management law is not sufficient to meet the needs of the card as well as the allocation of farmers, stressing that the legislation of the law is for truly urgent needs because Iraq is in a food emergency. Yeah, so is it everywhere else. But meanwhile, they keep burning down food processing plants and paying farmers not to grow. Go figure. He warned that the country is going through a state of austerity and inflation that's creating stagflation. And we enter into a dangerous economic cycle that will appear in the last quarter of the year in case the law is not passed, which that's starting to look more and more realistic. Noting that the law is a rescue spending package to achieve economic stability and avoid risk. This is also great news. Iraq's foreign remittance from the dollar increased by more than 90%. Foreign remittance from the dollar at the expense of cash sales increased by more than 90%. The news stated that the central bank sold today during its auction for buying and selling US dollars 211,575,844 US dollars, which was covered by the bank at a base exchange rate of 1,460 dinars per dollar. I also pointed out that 33 banks have fulfilled requests to enhance balances abroad, and 13 banks have responded by cash request, in addition to 140 mediation companies. Now, see, this is how you know when things are starting to almost look up over in Iraq, when the stock exchange starts to become really busy and people are investing into companies in Iraq. Iraq Stock Exchange is trading shares worth 5 billion dinars in a week. I still think that a big portion of that is from the Wise Group. So the market said in a report given to the news, the number of companies whose shares were traded during the past week amounted to 46 joint stock companies, while the shares of 43 companies were not traded due to the lack of convergence of purchase orders prices with sales orders. This happened last time. They don't have their paperwork together, which is kind of fishy. While 14 companies continued to be suspended and not providing disclosures out of the 103 companies listed on the market. If the people from Wise are listening, you probably want to give a shout out to the big dog and let him know that they need to figure out which companies are suspended. That's not good. The numbers of shares traded amounted to 3 billion and 854 million and 139,000 shares of financial value of 5 billion and 550 million and 141,000 dinars through the implementation of the 1902 deal. The price index traded, ISX 60, closed at 566.85, registering a decline of 1.2%. So the stock exchange is doing pretty good. It's holding its own. You got outside investors that want to invest in Iraq, but we really need a balanced and stable economy and a stable government. We don't need the whispers of civil war because that's what it looks like it's heading into. You guys let me know what you think. Anyways, it's looking good. Like I said, Iraq is right there on the verge. It's so close. It's right there, but it just has to get their crap together and stop bickering and get rid of the corruption. And they'll be well on their way of getting back on track, and sooner than later have a much stronger dinar, and we will see the exchange rate change in a positive. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.